If you have kids in your life, make plans to bring them to the Northwest Children's Theater production of The Wizard of Oz, opening the weekend after Thanksgiving. With a shortened runtime, this youth edition version of the timeless musical is the perfect way to introduce young theatergoers to the world of Dorothy, the Tin Man, and all your favorite characters. Make magical memories at the theater this season. The Wizard of Oz runs November 29th through January 4th at the Judy in downtown Portland. Get your tickets at nwcts.org. That's nwcts.org. Are you looking for ways to lower your energy bill this winter? Because I know I am. PGE has this customer dashboard that makes it easy to see how you're using energy, and it gives you helpful insight into your daily habits. Just log into your PGE account and use the Home Energy Analysis tool to update your home profile. In minutes, you'll get personalized tips on how to make these energy-saving adjustments. Check it out at portlandgeneral.com/myuse. That's portlandgeneral.com/myuse. When you're getting married, you don't have time to also manage an event team. At Simply Eloped, your dedicated planner takes care of every detail, so you don't have to. They've helped over 14,000 couples say I do across 37 epic U.S. locations with all-inclusive packages and 700-plus incredible vendors. From snowy mountaintops to sandy beaches at sunset, make it your kind of wedding. Start your big day at simplyeloped.com. That's simplyeloped.com. Today on CityCast Portland, we're looking into the latest in two major legal battles, our state versus Trump and environmental advocates versus the city. We also dig into a potential strike at New Seasons that could hit during their busiest season, the consequences for a former Alaska Airlines pilot who endangered 83 lives, and the closing of a legacy craft beer brand that helped launch Oregon's microbrewery scene. And we're doing all of this in under 5 minutes. Kind of, not really. We're also digging into our mailbag and hearing from you, our listeners. Joining me on this midweek news roundup is our very own executive producer, John Notarianni. It's Wednesday, November 19th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Welcome, everyone, to our midweek roundup. John, thank you for joining me this morning.
Hey, Claudia. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you since yesterday.
I know. Do I look the same?
You look like a whole new lady.
It's coming up, but I stayed up very late making a recipe from a cookbook, and all of this will make sense in a few days.
Coming attractions.
Coming attractions. But today is the day we're going to catch up on some stories that happened over the weekend and earlier this week. And we're going to give you that old 5 headlines in under 5 minutes, just a old-fashioned lightning round. We each get a minute. We're timed. But before we jump in, John, did you actually hear about the person who snuck in a meat cleaver at the TSA?
Yes.
From PDX? Did it come right back around or something like that?
It happens. Not the first person. I didn't get mine through. Listeners might remember I shared a story where I almost brought a meat cleaver through TSA. The agents caught mine. But
it was on accident. Your sister had wrapped it up like a present because it was a present.
Yeah, we were going home for Christmas. It was a present for my mom and
This
dad.
isn't John admitting to trying to bring a meat cleaver on board for nefarious purposes. His sister had packed it up. But I saw it and I was just like, oh, Notarianni's. I actually thought of your sister. I was like, did she finally do it?
You thought we were on our way back to Michigan again?
Well, do you have another headline for me?
I do, yes. Ready for you to count me in.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. The next chapter in the never-ending legal squabble over federal troops is here. President Trump is once again asking the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals to step in and keep the Oregon National Guard under federal control. You might remember earlier this month, a U.S. district judge filed an injunction permanently blocking the feds from sending the National Guard to Portland. But there's a new appeal filed by the feds seeking an emergency hold on that ruling. The Department of Justice arguing that the judge didn't give the president adequate deference. As of Tuesday morning, there's been no word from the Ninth Circuit of whether they're going to take up this latest legal challenge. But there was news that military officials said this week 200 of the California National Guard members who have been stationed in Oregon are being sent home. About half of them will stay under federal control. Governor Kotek also said that half of the Oregon National Guard members are also headed home.
On the dot.
Got it.
John. Amazing. I was getting ready for the buzzer noise that I was going to make.
Nailed it.
You really did. Oh, man. So I started looking into Illinois versus Trump because I think it was on Monday that the briefing was completed. So now they're just awaiting a Supreme Court ruling. And that, I feel like, is going to say a lot of what's going to shake down in Oregon. And that, of course, is the case of Trump also trying to get troops into Chicago. And so they are doing the same thing. They're suing him. So I don't, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's challenges all over the country. I just saw that there's a challenge in Memphis about troop deployment there as well. So yeah, it does feel like the pace of these legal battles have slowed down slightly from where we were a month ago or so, but we are not out of the woods yet.
Yeah. Well, do you want to count me in?
I am ready. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
An appeals court ruled in favor of environmental advocates in the ongoing Zenith Energy lawsuit against the city of Portland. Now, Zenith operates a petroleum and renewable liquid fuels facility in our city's critical energy infrastructure, or CEI hub. That's a 6-mile stretch of the Willamette River that transports and stores 90% of the state's fuel. You heard that right. Petroleum, oil, jet fuel, you name it, right on the river, in front of my neighborhood, more specifically. Now, the city has issued Zenith 2 land use credentials, or LUCs, one back in 2022 and one in February of this year. Zenith needs a LUX from the city to get an air permit from the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality, and they need a DEQ air permit to legally run their facility. And that's why this is important. And since environmental advocates and state investigators found Zenith violated conditions in its 2022 LUX, Zenith was made to reapply. But the still city... Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't think I can finish it. Can I tell you why? There's so many hard words in this one.
It's a lot of legalese going on.
A lot of legalese. But let me just finish this up, though. Yeah. So Zenith was found to have violated conditions in 2022. Zenith was made to reapply. The city still granted them their LUX in 2025. So these advocates wanted the city to reopen this land use process with more transparency. And this latest court win basically means the lawsuit filed against the city of Portland will now be heard in a specialized administrative court, which has a better understanding of this very complex legal framework around the state land use law. So... to be continued.
Yeah.
There's more. So my headline was essentially even more court proceedings. And also it came from Portland Mercury's Jeremiah Hayden. And I just want to shout that out.
Yeah. I mean, essentially my read is the appeals court said, this shit is really, really, really complicated and we don't get it. We're sending it back to the specialized court to deal with this, which is funny to me because like big boom liquid next to river, no good, doesn't seem very complicated to me.
Yeah, I mean, but I wish it was just on the basis of that, you know?
Exactly. I'm grossly oversimplifying it when it comes to that, but like...
yeah, but it really is on this like LUX and they're trying their hardest to get right back to the beginning of this all, which good luck. I'm glad. I don't want to blow up.
Yeah.
All right, John. I think that was the first time I've ever failed.
I think that was your first bonk. Yeah.
I know. And you know what?
Tricky one.
Zenith, I will fail for you.
We'll fail so you don't have to. How about that?
Please don't. All right, I got one. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. The Alaska Airlines pilot who tried to crash a plane while in a drug-induced psychosis has been sentenced to time served. You might remember this from a couple years ago. Back in 2023, pilot Joseph Emerson was in the cockpit. He'd taken mushrooms 2 days prior, had basically a psychological break, tried to pull the engine fire handles, which would have stopped the engines. That forced an emergency landing here in Portland. His trial's been going on. Prosecutors sought a year in prison because crashing planes, not good. But the judge called his behavior aberrant conduct tied to mushroom-related psychosis. noted a diagnosis of hallucinogen persisting perception disorder, as well as extensive letters of support that he received. So he's not without consequences. The FAA revoked his license, he was fired, etc. He also expressed a good deal of remorse and thanked the crew for saving his life.
This is such a weird one, John, because I think 43 pages of professional letters of support from the aviation industry. But at the same time, like 83 people almost died. And did you hear that he's starting a nonprofit called Clear Skies Ahead, which is going to be a pilot healthcare and lobbying nonprofit? Because I guess it's just like really hard for pilots to seek help when they're struggling mentally. And he was struggling with alcoholism. It wasn't just the drugs, you know.
They said that this all sort of got started because of a bout of depression over like the death of a friend.
Yeah. Well, ready for my headline?
I'm ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Last Thursday, nearly 700 New Seasons market workers across Portland Metro voted to authorize a strike starting December 17th if a contract is not negotiated by December 4th. Now, meaning Portland's friendliest neighborhood market could be without workers during one of the busiest times of the year. The New Seasons Labor Union has been negotiating their first contract since January 2023, and they and management have tentatively agreed on 26 of 31 of the contract proposals. The union is demanding $20 starting wage with a cost of living adjustments and raises every 6 months. New Seasons has proposed an $18 starting wage, which the union says falls below inflation rates. The company has also proposed raising the threshold for health insurance eligibility from 24 to 28 hours per week, a change that the union says would affect about 50 workers. They are hoping to avoid a strike ahead of the holidays, and the union is asking the public to respect picket lines if a strike occurs.
Bam, under time on that one. Nice.
Cool.
You got it.
I mean, there's more sticking points, but the two major sticking points they communicated was just like, we want a $20 starting wage and a cost of living adjustment. And management's like, no.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, it's so interesting how often it feels like starting a union is like, yay, we did it. But like you said, we've gotten to a point where we're arguing over $2 in starting wages for a job that already doesn't pay a ton, which, just sort of goes to show how tough it is to hack it for a lot of people living in Portland right now.
Yeah, but I love that they're fighting so hard for these 50 workers who would lose their health insurance, because that's the other point that they're really fighting for is the health insurance eligibility and pay time off. So like, more power to them. But 26 of 31 contract proposals, so close.
Yeah.
Do you want to get counted in?
Yeah, let's do the last one.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
The iconic Oregon craft beer brand Rogue Ales and Spirits has abruptly closed all of its locations, including its 47,000 square foot production space in Newport and its Southeast Portland pub. Rogue has been in operation since 1988, but it has been in trouble in recent years. They say that they're over $500,000 behind on rent for the Newport facility. They'd already closed several Portland area pubs in recent years. And to me, this just signals a real trouble spot for the craft beer industry in general. Like, Rogue had been such a leader. They had global distribution. They were in 50 countries. And Dead Guy Ale, sort of their flagship, feels like such a staple in Portland. And the craft beer industry is down in general this year, down about 5%. So scary time for Oregon's craft beer industry.
5 seconds to burn.
Nice.
Do you want to scat?
Skibbity boo bop.
Nice. That was my first fancy beer was Rogue. I just remember it being really delicious and it being the thing that kind of made me go, beer.
Yeah. It's same. I remember when I first moved to Oregon and started drinking Oregon beer, Rogue was one of the names I knew, especially because they were all over the country as well,
Yeah.
So it's a real moment of change for the industry.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're diving into our mailbag. In celebration of the grand opening of the new Mark Rothko Pavilion, the Portland Art Museum is offering free admission from November 20th through the 23rd. There's also live music, DJs, curator tours, art making, and so much more. The new pavilion adds 100,000 square feet of public walkways and gallery space, and this expansion highlights nearly 300 major new acquisitions. That includes works that are rarely or have never before been on view. It's almost like a whole new Portland Art Museum Museum. So go check it out. From November 20th through the 23rd, it's absolutely free. Hopefully, I'll see you there. Paint Care has 3 simple rules to help you paint smarter. 1, buy only what you need. Determining the right amount of paint for your next project can be tricky, but tips like measuring your space and asking your local paint store for advice will help ensure you have enough for your project while minimizing waste. 2, use up what you have. Look around your house and find simple DIY projects where you can use up your paint. Or you could give away your leftover paint to friends, neighbors, or community groups who could benefit from it. 3, recycle the rest at convenient locations like your neighborhood paint store. Paint Care even offers direct pickups for households and businesses with more than 100 gallons of leftover paint. Learn more or find a paint drop-off site near you at paintcare.org/3simplerules.
Guess what? CityCast has some news. I'm Sean McPherson, the host of CityCast Twin Cities.
And I'm Jane Sihu, and I'm the host of CityCast Seattle. Hey, if you have a friend in one of our cities, can you text them for us?
Yeah, something, simple like, hey, how's that rash doing? And do you listen to podcasts? Because I have one you're definitely going to like. After that, tell them that CityCast has helped you become more informed, more involved, and more connected to your amazing city.
We're going to help that person you know in Seattle who's been trying to make friends.
And we're also going to do that for that guy you only kind of knew in college who moved back to the Twin Cities after graduation.
Don't we all have that guy?
Yeah, and usually that guy is named Todd.
So did you text him yet?
Jane, let's just wait a minute. We don't want to rush anybody. We'll do a little small talk. How's everything going in Seattle?
Beautiful, beautiful. Fall leaves popping. How about Twin Cities?
Today, beautiful and sunshiny in St. Paul. Okay, Jane, I bet they are done texting by now, and I just want to remind them, hey, you, please tell that friend to subscribe to CityCast Twin Cities or Seattle, wherever you get your podcasts.
Or if you don't want to text them and you're really just on Instagram sending them DMs all the time with funny videos, send them a DM of our latest videos. You can find us at CityCast Twin Cities or CityCast Seattle on Instagram. Thanks.
All right, here is our mailbag.
Hey,
John.
mailbag. You want me to get it started?
Yeah, go for it.
So this first one is from South Block's Andy, based on a boast that I made a couple weeks ago about the Detroit Lions, ahead of the Lions-Eagles football game, which happened this weekend. We don't need to talk about who won that game.
I know who won.
We don't need to talk about who won that game. But Andy wrote out, said, just listen to today's episode. Wanted to tell John there is an unofficial Lions bar in the neighborhood of Montevilla. Thatcher's hosts a few of us Lions fans every week for the games. Aaron, the bartender, is fantastic, and it's always a great vibe every time. Come join us one week, and as always, one pride. Thank you, Andy. I'm going to make it. Mark my words. I will make it out there by the end of the season and hang with you, Andy. Also, shout out to Chris, who found my personal email to razz me about the Lions-Eagles games.
You're getting harassed?
It was good-natured. He was sweet about it. But yeah, I hear you, Chris.
You should go. You could all be sad together.
Not next week. Next week's going to be a good game.
Or you could just hang out.
Or you could just hang out. It's okay if you don't win, John. It's okay. Let's go to the next one.
I'm preparing you. All right. Daniel wrote, I'm not a lawyer, but I do listen to a lot of law and politics podcasts, probably more than is healthy right now, where the term en banc comes up frequently. And I wanted to give you all a heads up on the pronunciation of en banc. And I'm just so you know, John, I'm saying it correctly because I learned from Daniel here. In case it comes up again, I believe it should be pronounced en banc. FYI, I love the work you folks do. And I think it's because we've been saying en banc and because we think it's funnier.
Yeah. I will agree that Danielle is correct, that en banc is the proper pronunciation. But I also agree that en banc is a way funnier way to say it.
And so we will continue, Daniel. Thank you so much, though. We really appreciate the correction.
Yeah. Thank you.
All these lawyers are like, I hate you both. you need to stop talking into mics.
I've got another one from frequent listener Gray J, who had a bunch of compliments about our busy week of coverage. Claudia, you interviewed both District Attorney Nathan Vasquez and Senator Ron Wyden. Gray J said, great job, and then said, I have to mention my favorite moment of the week was actually from one of your guests, and it was hearing Althea Billings go absolutely ham on the idea of handing PSEF over to the PPB. Do we need more police? Sure. But Althea perfectly broke down why PSEF should not be how we make that happen. I am proudly wearing my beloved old KBOO cap today in Althea's honor. Not that I ever really need an excuse, he writes. Please extend my gratitude to her next time you see her.
Oh, man. I love that he also wrote that he was like fist in the air, like a la The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it was a beautiful rant. I have never seen Althea that worked up, you know, because Althea, she's our funny gal. Like, she's pretty funny, but she was just like tearing it up.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we also heard from so many of you about last week's interview with Senator Ron Wyden, where I asked him why he continued voting to arm Israel, even voting against legislation written by fellow Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley. And this podcast episode, John, might have gotten the most amount of feedback than any other episode has in the past 3 years. And what was even more surprising was that it was all pretty much positive feedback. So a big shout out to Aaron, Matt, Sarah, Daniel, Dillip, Michael, Donald, Kelly, Kyle, Steven, and Crystal for your kind words and show of support. We don't have time to read every one of your thoughtful emails, but I chose 2 that I felt like was a good representation. One from Aaron O, who wrote, wow, good on Claudia to keep pressing the senator as he kept dodging the question and not in an antagonistic way, but with kindness and empathy. Thank you for all the great journalism you do. And one from Danielle, who wrote, CityCast neighbor here. I just wanted to commend Claudia for her interview with Ron Wyden on this week's show. I first started listening to CityCast during 2024 mayoral race because I heard from a friend that the host held candidates to task in answering tough questions, as a good journalist should. And I was not disappointed then, and I am not disappointed now. Claudia, persistent follow-ups on the questions around arming Israel is a model for how all journalists should be engaging our politicians in this and so many issues. Thank you for your courage and representing Portlanders so well. Thanks to the team for producing this show. I listen regularly, and it has made me feel so connected to the Portland community. So thank you. And I also just wanted to give a special shout out to our CityCast neighbors, because without you, we can't do this work. So appreciate you. Appreciate everyone who wrote in. And again, if you want to ever just let us know what you're thinking, portland@citycast.fm is where you would get your thoughts in. And also, if you want to become a member, become a CityCast Portland neighbor, help us support the work that we do, head over to membership.citycast.fm. You get ad-free listening and so many other perks. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, John, for hanging out with me this morning. Yeah. I will wear that failure of that... I'm still thinking about the headline that I totally flubbed.
The one headline you didn't get in 60 seconds. It's okay. Your flub is the listener's benefit because it gave you a chance to put some more context in there. But yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's always fun.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the mouth gym. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to make it up. I'm like, I'm like,
She sells seashores.
So yeah, that's the one. That's where I'm going. That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.